Greetings, everybody. Just wanted to give quick readings today. Um, I'm using the Orisha deck again. Um, so the first card that I pulled, I got 3 cards today. Let's see. The first card that I pulled is the Eight of Fire. So let me show you this again. So as you can see, there are 8 craters, or 8, I guess, volcanoes. I don't know if you can see the little ones at the bottom. And they are all, for the most part, erupting. I think all but one. So what I get from this card is that the energy right now, I'm trying to think of a short way to tell this story. So basically, and I apologize because my dog has just been barking all day today. So basically, the story of humanity is that, we as evolutionary beings go through cycles, just like everything else. And so right now we are transitioning into a new phase of human evolution. And with that being said, the previous phase that we're coming out of is one in which the spiritual energy that is innate to all humans of this planet it's been dormant for the past, I would say, as a whole, it has been dormant for the past about 4,000 years, right? So now is the time where that energy is being reactivated and reignited in all of us. I think we're past the point of waking up right now. I know for myself personally, and I'm sure there are lots of people like me, lots of light workers like me, who have always kept the energy, the spiritual energy, active within ourselves, but not necessarily have kept it active in the community or in support of other people, or to even like exemplify your outside with what's on your inside. And what I mean by that is, if you think about, I just keep seeing like Komet just keeps coming up for me today. And it's interesting because I actually Googled some things about Komet earlier before I did the card reading, and one of the cards that came up was exactly what I Googled. So I keep getting images of Komet, and I keep seeing just who we used to be, the dynasties that we used to come from, the just like we used to be like really magical people. You know what I'm saying? And the energy that we're transitioning into right now is calling us to reclaim that throne. And it's not anything to be, like I said in my last video, it's never anything to be afraid of. The people that are afraid of it, it's just because they have a false sense of um, a false sense of power. So they know, like, if they get called on it, um, they're not going to be able to hold on to it because it was never truly theirs to begin with. And whenever you live inauthentically that way, um, at some point you're going to get called on it, whether it's by the universe, whether it's by people around you. Um, so, like I said, everything goes through cycles. So this is just another cycle. Um, Everybody gets their turn. Um, the light energy and the dark energy, because that is how you maintain balance. You can't have the yin without the yang. So, for those of us who are on the light energy side, our volcanoes are erupting right now. And so you want to really utilize this time and utilize the energies that you have on your side to just propel yourself spiritually to another level. Like, I know for me personally, the past month or so, I've discovered abilities within myself that I was not even aware of. Like, when you're on a spiritual journey, it's easy sometimes to feel like you've mastered things to a certain level, and that is true. But once you've mastered that level, there's always another realm to level up to. So that's really what I've been doing, and it's been so magical. And like I said, the energies around you are supporting that. So you definitely want to um, pursue that wholeheartedly right now. And you will see an eruption of just like magic. Like, I don't really know a better word to describe it. I mean, oof. um, yeah, so definitely, I'm always available if you have questions about it, or if you need, I would say, don't even, it's not even something that you should really pursue. Like, don't say, like, I'm going to set out to be, I don't know. Don't have like a specific goal. Just kind of open yourself and let things come to you, because the things that will come to you and the things that will fall into your lap are, it's like the universe's way of saying, like, because they can see the whole puzzle. You know what I'm saying? All you can see is the pieces. So they know what is best for you to learn at the perfect moment, and what is best for you to learn that is going to support your spiritual goals, and your purpose. And they also know what's best for you to learn that is going to bring you the most joy and the most fulfillment and the most happiness. So, just kind of open yourself up to the universe. Again, this reading is going to be for some of my more advanced light workers. That's when I work with the Orisha deck. It's always, even for me, to be able to really understand what the cards are trying to say. Like, it definitely takes a little bit more for me to interpret it, and I know that it's for a reason, and that I actually chose to get this deck because I wanted to do something a little bit deeper, than just like, when am I going to find my husband and stuff like that. Like, like, as a reader, you get asked like questions sometimes that, you have to remember that I feel like I'm jumping all over the place, but like the energy is kind of crazy today. I don't know if you guys feel it, but ever since 8/8. Anyway, so sometimes as a reader, you have to, or a channeler, you have to remember that everybody's in a different place on their journey. So, don't get frustrated or don't get like kind of turned off by what you see, what you perceive as some of the most simplest um, answers, or I guess like the things that you feel like, why would you even, this is something that you can answer yourself. It's not something that you necessarily need to get a reading for. And then I also feel like sometimes people see it as like a joke or like a carnival trick or like a I don't know, just something to do on a Saturday. Like, oh, there's a reader, let me go get a reading. You know what I'm saying? And like, as a reader, you also have to be aware of that type of energy, because you should always feel empowered to know what's best for you energetically. And it's okay to turn people down and turn people away, because you don't want that energy to invade your space, to attach to you, to insert itself into your energy, to insert itself into your deck of cards. But yeah, so anytime that like I want to get a little bit deeper, like I would love to talk about like the keys of Solomon, for example. So I'm gonna figure out how to do more videos of that level, like the video I did on cymatics, for example, just because like that's where I am in my journey, and it helps me to, you see my volcano erupting right now, so it helps me it helps me to the more I talk about it, the more I learn, and the more epiphanies I have, and the more opportunities I have to connect with my guides, and just learn new things, have new conversations with my guides, have new information that I channel. So I definitely look forward to doing more videos like that. I'm not really like a lecture type of person, so I'm going to figure out a way to make it concise and make it understandable for anybody. But still, just to be able to share that level of information is what makes me happy. So that's why I like reading from this deck. But it does take more energy and more time, just because, this is the new phase of my personal levels of mastery. So yeah, definitely, that's definitely something that I encourage you to explore, and you should feel safe to explore it right now, because like I said, the energy of the universe is on your side right now, so you definitely want to capitalize on that. Let's see, the next card, excuse me, that I got is, it's called Message from Water. And you can see, I guess that represents, well, for me, this represents Yemaya. Just because I know that she works with me a lot. So whenever I see a woman of the water, that's immediately where I go. And then you can also see like the seahorses. There's a dark one and a light one. And you can see she has the reins in her right hand. You can see she has 5 jewels on her crown. So the message that I'm getting from this is that it's kind of like what I mentioned before, where everything is like you always want to maintain balance with everything that you do. Um, part of doing spiritual work is to also be familiar with your shadow side and to do that shadow work, because we all have an offset and we all have a Cthulhu inside of us. If you don't know who those people are, Google it, please. Um, and it's not the thing off of Lovecraft Country. Like, that is a representation of it, but it's so much more than that. So, Cthulhu, I'm talking about. So, I say that to say that you, as a light being, you as a spiritual being, you as energy, you can be balanced energy without the dark and the light. And there are situations and times where you need to be able to channel either or. Um, so, for example, like the volcano card, right? A lot of people see volcanoes as destructive. A lot of people see fire as destructive, but fire is actually um, a fire cleanses and fire purges, and so even the phoenix was reborn by going through the fire. So, um, in the Cthulhu energy or the Kali energy, even, um, oh my gosh, I'm getting so many chills right now. Um, it's not. It's cleansing. It's cleansing. As destructive as it might seem, to have that higher understanding, to know that there's greatness on the other side of it. Um, and even in your personal journeys, like, sometimes you got to break yourself down to build yourself back up. You know what I'm saying? And that's really essentially all that it is. So I guess it can be destructive if you decide to stay in that broken down state and not use it as an opportunity to create something even better. Um, a real simple concept that I think everybody can relate to is like rebranding. A lot of companies rebrand. If you're a business that has been successful um, and has endured long enough to kind of get stagnant, then it's always a good idea to rebrand your company. Um, and it's just basically like starting over. It's like a refresh, like a reboot on your computer. Um, so you're always going to need that duality of energy, of that light and that dark inside of your own self. So that dark side of you, it's not something to run from or to shut down. It is something to get comfortable with, so that you know when to call on that energy and use it um, at the appropriate time. Um, and that's why she has like the reins in her hand, because ultimately she is in control of both that light and that dark energy. So, don't ever let it kind of like take over you where you feel like you're at its whim. Um, it's always something you want to harness, like the horse, right? Um, trying to think, am I getting anything else from this? And like I said, everything is about balance. So you can't just be like, I see a lot of memes where it's like, I don't know like word for word what it says, but basically it's like, just because I'm spiritual don't mean I won't cuss your ass out. And that's pretty much like sums up this card. Like, oh, I just got one. I forgot how it goes. It's um like I've been told a lot that I speak softly, but I carry a big stick. Like, there's always a time and place to call on all aspects of your energy. Don't feel ashamed if you find yourself um channeling that dark side. Like I said, it's always the right time and the right place. So I'm not saying it's okay to just go around cuss people out. That's not what I'm trying to say. Just it's all about mastering your energy. Like I say in like almost every video, everything is energy. And so the more you're able to master yourself, the more you're able to just really utilize that energy for your benefit. Um, and I feel like, especially, another thing that I heard just now is especially right now, because there are a lot of boundaries, healthy boundaries that have been um, that people have not honored up to this point. So, for example, how many times have you felt guilty about calling out sick? Like, why would you need to feel guilty if you're not feeling well? Um, and your employer makes you feel like, how dare you not overexert yourself for my profit? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like, but that's the reality of how people have been programmed to just be like taken advantage of, I guess you could say. So I feel like right now, with so many people like quitting their jobs, or not returning to their jobs, or putting their foot down about feeling safe and being healthy and things like that, I feel like now the energy of the universe has your back in a way that, in a really strong way right now. So you're going to have to call on that dark side of your energy to really set healthy boundaries and say, no, I'm not going to do that. My health is more important. My happiness is more important. My goals are more important, than being here for your profit. Whether it's in your relationships, whether it's with your job, with your family members, now is the time to really be all that you are and express all that you are, and to be proud of it, to stand firm in it, to stand strong in it, and not feel any of those negative emotions. It's not selfish. It's not irresponsible. Um, it's for your best interest, and you can't pour from an empty pitcher. You know what I'm saying? You got to make sure that your pitcher is full, and a part of filling your pitcher is to integrate. all of the different sides of yourself, um, and master that balance of your energy. All right. Thank you, Yamaya. All right. So the next card, the last card that I pulled, is the Three of Earth. Oh, there we go. And you can see there are 3 giraffes, because there's a little baby one on the other side right there. And you can see that they are all working together to help feed each other. So if you know about spiritual energy, you know that that is also a part of, I'm trying to think the best way to explain it. So historically, you've heard of Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, right? It's like 3 sides of the same energy. You've also heard of God, Mary, and Jesus, which are 3 different aspects of the same energy. So the most ancient representation that I found of this energy it comes from Kemet, which is the true word for what is now known as ancient Egypt, because they didn't call themselves Egyptians back then. And in Kemet, the story goes that there was Osar, Osset, and Heru, right? What you probably are more familiar with hearing about is Osiris, Isis, and Horus. But Kemet is older than that. And so the giraffes in the card are representing that trinity. I'm trying to think of the best way to explain it. And I actually had this challenge a little bit when I got the card. I was like, how am I going to like put this card into words? So give me a second. So basically you have these aspects inside of you the same way you have the light and the dark. And all of those aspects are imperative to promote your best interests, to promote that balance. All of those aspects need to work together. Sometimes those things can exist outside of you, but it's more important that they exist within you. And again, I would definitely suggest that you Google so that you know what the energy of each of the different aspects are. But basically, to sum it up, and like I said, if you have a better explanation or if you have something that might resonate better with people, I don't feel like I'm explaining this right, because sometimes when you have certain information for so long, it can be a challenge to explain it at a basic level because there's so much information in it. You know, how do I break it down into like, I don't know, a 60-second summary? But basically, like the All-Star energy is like that. Like I said, it would be Osiris, or would be God, or would be It's like that divine. Oh, I just heard a batala. Um, but it's like that divine, spiritual, fatherly wisdom type of energy, um, where you are the creator, where you are the protector, but you are not invincible and you cannot do it by yourself. And so you need the divine feminine energy, which would be the offset energy, to assist with balancing that fatherly energy within you, to assist with, you have the wisdom, but the divine feminine energy helps you with the actual creation. It helps you to sit more in your heart chakra, um, that nurturing energy. And then together, you will naturally create and manifest a new version of your combined energy, which would be Heru, which is like the sun. So, like, um, Heru is more, um, definitely more physical, like a physical being. It's a conglomeration of, it's a physical manifestation of the unity of the Osset and Osar energy. Um, and his, or that, the main purpose of that energy is to be the next step and be the next representation or manifestation of that divine energy, to be that heaven on earth, if that makes sense. Um, so you have all of those, being that we are spiritual beings that have um become physical beings here on this planet. um of course you're going to be that halo energy, like, naturally. But don't forget that you also have access to that divine energy, to that masculine, so-called feminine energy. um you have access to all of that energy. And when you remember that and you harness that and you take all of that into account and find balance in that, there's like divine isn't even a word. Like, you will be so powerful. um I'm just seeing like a lot of like golden light rays, just like the sun. So I guess the moral of the cards that I pulled today is that there's so much inside of you. There's so much energy and so many different aspects of your soul that you have access to. Um, but it's up to you to really master it and really find a way to integrate all of them at the same time so that you maintain that balance, and to be able to call on these energies inside of yourself. Um, because you are arm, leg, arm, head. You are I am. Um, call on that energy inside of yourself, because you are a master. You know what I'm saying? And you are this infinite divine being who just happens to be physical right now, but that is not the end all be all of who you are for real, for real. And like, always remember that, and always be able to access that. You are infinite light, you are infinite energy, you are infinite, you are infinity. Like, there's nothing that exists that doesn't exist inside you. As above, so below. You know what I'm saying? So just remember that, and be able to, sorry, even though you might feel like a caterpillar right now, you are more of the butterfly. You are more of the fairy. Because like, there's so much. Like, I haven't even talked about like the elementals, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there, I mean, it's just so much. It's just so much that you can tune into, and just always remember that, and always remember how infinite and powerful and divine that you are. Don't get caught up in the mundaneness of living in a physical world. You know, take it for what it is. You came here to have a physical experience, but this is not who you are at the end of the day, and this is not all that you are at the end of the day. So yeah, that just felt real heavy to me. So I hope I explained it. Hope I explained it okay. You can always ask me more questions, or like I said, like I always tell you, do your own research, so that it sticks a little bit more. Sometimes you have a better understanding of things when you read it for yourself, versus taking somebody's word for it, or versus listening to someone else say it. Yeah, like I say, my tagline is remember who you are, and that's exactly what these cards were saying right now. So I hope that was helpful. If not, like I said, ask me questions, DM me. As always, donations are welcome, because I am doing these videos for free. And then also, don't forget to pre-order your copy of the Creation Station e-course. Right now I'm building it out, so I would like to get that out by the equinox in September, but that's my goal. And then you can always hit me up if you want a reading. And then if you want me to talk about something specific on these videos, you can also let me know that as well. Because I'm always looking for, like, I didn't know what I was going to talk about an hour ago. I was just like, what am I going to talk about today? And what else? I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. As always, it's been a pleasure, and I hope you have a great day.